right, so this is Peter Hugg, and Peter Hugg is the director of global trading for Kitco Metals. In other words, he oversees their entire global trading division in the company. He's been doing this. He's been involved in precious metals for a number of years since 1974. He's steered the company through a lot of bull and bear markets pretty successfully, and he's the kind of the go-to guy for the financial media when it comes to buying and selling precious metals and kind of how that whole thing works. And you guys may have heard of him. I mean, he does a lot of the precious metals conferences. He speaks at a lot of different places. So he's pretty well known in the precious metals market. Okay, so he just recently did an interview on YouTube for a YouTube channel, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. And I strongly encourage you to go and listen to the entire interview. Listen to the whole thing so you don't think I'm taking what I'm about to show you out of context. So it's very important. I think a lot of what he says is relevant to what we're going through right now with the discrepancy between spot price and premiums and all that kind of stuff. And he has a lot of eye-opening things to say in the interview. So I strongly encourage you to go and listen to that entire interview, and it'll make sense when you listen to what I'm getting ready to let you listen to.
So generally, coin dealers don't have access to source, and they don't have allocation reserves given to them by these two big mints. So what you have is in the U.S. you have 4 primary dealers that have access to the U.S. mint, and in Canada, including the banks, you've probably got maybe 8. Well, they all have their client base, and so when a primary dealer, and remember this is on allocation, so the U.S. Mint ran out of Silver Eagles about 10 days ago. The Royal Canadian Mint has run out of maples, silver maples, and gold maples are on an allocation basis. So a dealer that normally would order 20,000 gold maples and 500,000 silver maples is maybe getting an allotment of 50,000 silver maples and maybe 1,000 gold maples. But he's got all of this demand from all of their dealers. So obviously the distributors, and I know it's not the best thing to do, but the distributors make their money when the sun shines, because under normal market conditions, they make very, very small margins to their dealers. So now they're pumping up to their dealers, and instead of giving them Eagles at, 3.25%, they're selling it to their dealers at 4% or 5%.
All right, now you take from that what you will. I encourage you to go back and listen to the entire interview that he had. It's about 20, 21 minutes long, but it's really good information. The information in there answers a lot of questions of what people are asking in the Bullion community right now, and he answers a lot of those questions. A very good interview. I really recommend you go and watch the entire thing. Like I said, I'll have a link to the video or a link to the interview in the description of this video. Okay, so for a long time, I was thinking that it was a lot of the dealers trying their best to, make as much money as they can off of the turbulence in the market right now. And I'm sure there's a number of them out there that are doing that. But just from my point of view, from my perspective, and the dealers that I deal with on a regular basis, they're thinking about the future. They're thinking about customers coming back to them, and they're doing the very best they can. I mean, if you listen to that conversation I had with Phil down at Franklin Street Coin, you'll see that he's trying to balance out his having to make money, because keep in mind, we can stop buying silver if we want to. I mean, we can just say, okay, that's it. Premiums are too high. I'm not buying any more silver. I'll just wait until this kind of blows over. But the bullion dealers don't have that option. I mean, this is their job. This is how they make money. This is how they earn a living. So they basically have to buy silver at whatever the distributor is asking for it. I mean, they can't just say, well, I'm not buying any more silver and I'm going to close shop. Every day that they're not open, every day that they're not selling silver or buying silver for that matter, is the day that they're not making any money. So they don't have the option like we do. So keep that in mind when you think about them buying and selling silver at the prices that they do. Because it's not them. They're not setting the price. They have to buy silver from a distributor. And like Peter Hug just said, the distributors, a lot of them, this is the sunshine days for them. They are trying to make as much money as they possibly can. So they're selling to the distributors just like they're selling to the dealers just like the dealers are selling to us. I mean, it starts with the distributors from what I understand from what he just said. It starts with the distributors. The distributors are saying, okay, yep, the U.S. Mint, they're out of Eagles. The Canadian Mint, they're out of maple leaves. So the demand is extremely high. So you know what they're doing? It's the sunshine days for them. They're trying to squeeze as much money out of this bullion situation as they possibly can. Now, I'm not going to judge that, you know what I mean? Because from what he said, they don't really make a whole lot of money. I'm sure they make some money or they wouldn't be in the business in the first place. But this is the time when they really make money. And so they are doing what they're doing. The dealers are trying to adjust to the prices that they have to pay from the distributors for it. And they're trying to keep the customers happy so we come back to them by adjusting the price as best they can. Now, that is my general take from what I just saw in this interview. Now, you watch the interview yourself and you come up with your own conclusions. But for a while, and I'm guilty of it myself, we've been giving the dealers a little bit of a hard time. And I think a lot of it's unwarranted. I mean, a lot of the dealers, and I know Phil is like this, and I know Clay is like this, they're not trying to gouge. I know that because I go down and I deal with them on a regular basis, and I've been dealing with them through this turmoil right now too. So I can assure you, from my point of view, I don't see any gouging from them. Matter of fact, they're doing the very best they can to kind of balance out what they have to buy silver for and what they have to sell it for. Are all dealers like that? I assure you that they're probably not. They're not all dealers are like that. A lot of dealers are seeing what the distributors are doing, and they're trying to, get on the train as well, get on the bus as well. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video, short video. I'm showing you guys some of the silver I bought in the past because I haven't bought any lately because it's almost impossible to find. But when I do buy some more, you guys will be the first to see it, besides myself, of course. But I'm just showing you some of the silver I bought just in the past few weeks or so. So I just made this video to just kind of say, think it through. If you got a pretty decent dealer that you deal with, it's probably not him bringing the prices up so high. I mean, he's got to adjust to the price too. So I'm just saying that to say that I've given them in my last couple of videos, I've kind of given the dealers a little bit of a hard time with the gouging type situation. I'm sure there's many of them out there that are gouging, but the majority of them, from what I see in my city, are just trying to adjust to this crazy market as just like we are. I mean, they're in it just like we are as far as buying silver from a place that's charging them a lot of money for it. Now, do the distributors have to do that? Well, from what I see, they don't. They really don't have to have the price up that high, but it's just like any other market. I mean, if you've taken economy 101 or economics 101 in any school, college or high school, it's supply and demand. When demand is high, prices are going to go up. That's just the way it is. So anyway, let's just just keep doing what we do. Keep the silver train rolling. Just want to put this video out there so you guys can see that. I encourage you to go watch that entire video, and let's just keep on doing what we have to do to keep each other safe and and get back to where we want to be. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Share this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be notified as soon as I put out another video. Anyway, let's just keep stacking. Peace.